What's good, guys? We are back at it again with the 6 best bets for UFC Vegas 99. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez versus Michel Pereira. We're going to be breaking down my 6 most confident picks of the week, including a bonus. The bonus has hit. We are on an 8-fight bonus streak. Basically, at the end of every video, I give you guys 2 bonuses. Last 2 bonuses was the over 2.5 in the Taisu Taira versus Royval fight and the over 3.5, which both of them hit. So I got you guys with a good little bonus. This time it's only going to be 1 bonus, but it's going to be a good bonus. So without further ado, let's talk about how UFC gave us a treat today. They announced UFC 312, which is going to take place in Australia. Who do I want on this card? Volkanovski, Jack Della Maddalena, and a bunch of people from Australia. Let's go. Every time we're in Australia, it's a treat. So without further ado, these are my 6 most confident picks of the week. We're going to talk about We're going to grow in confidence as we go on and deeper into the video. So this is going to be a tough card to pick. It's kind of crazy that we have 3 women MMA fights on this card as well. Robelas the Spanish opening up the prelims. That guy could have been a pay-per-view star if he wasn't so bad at his takedown defense. But without further ado, let me show you guys my first most confident pick of the week, including a lock of the week, and including a nice little sprinkle bonus at the end that you guys are gonna love. So without further ado, let me introduce you to my first most confident pick of the week. Gene Matsumoto, 15-0. He is currently minus 260, set off to face against Brad Katona, who is a plus 196. After doing research on Gene Matsumoto, this is what this guy had to say. Matsumoto plus Johnson, plus 100. Nice little 2-leg parlay. I like it, bro. I like it. This is one thing that we had to see. A beautiful scrap between him and Tanner. And I love to show clips. I like to show footage of what these guys are capable of, because we don't know how good you are until you step into that cage. Gets hit with a nice knee up the middle, throws his punches, throws his left hook, right hook, just swinging and banging. While he has his fence against the fence, while he has his back against the fence, and he shows that he can fight anywhere. He does a nice little get back up to the feet, hits him over the top, hits him with a bunch of hooks to finish off the round. Beautiful combinations. I know it's sloppy, but it works and it gets the job done. Brad Katona is a guy who's going to want to wrestle hard. He has wrestled hard for 15 minutes, but we have to look at how this guy has done against wrestling. He got wrestled against Dan Argueta, got taken down 9 times, but then he found a submission. If Argueta had a little bit more cardio, maybe Gene Matsumoto wouldn't be undefeated. This is the actual finish. I thought this was a beautiful sequence in the way he wrapped it up and he put this motherfucker to sleep. We know Dan Argueta just lost to Cody Haddon, and it was not competitive at all. So with that being said, I think Gene Matsumoto is going to beat Brad Katona. Brad Katona is a hard wrestler, but Gene Matsumoto is very good. Solid striking, solid defense, and solid get-up game. My next most confident pick of the week, guys. Second most confident pick of the week, Uselyis Mabayev. Uselyis Mabayev is set to face off against Matheus Nicolau. This was going to be my lock of the week, but then I was like, we can't go Tamarov and Uselyis Mabayev because you never know. And we know a guy like Matheus Nicolau, who's a plus 148, has never lost a decision. If the fight goes the distance, he has never lost. Matheus Nicolau has lost by knockout in 4 of his last recent losses, most recently being to Royval. And we have to mention that Matheus Nicolau, if this fight goes the distance, he has never lost a decision. So this is a little low confidence, but Uselyis Mabayev at a minus 192. If you got him earlier this week, he was a minus 170, 180. Matheus Nicolau is a plus 148. I think Uselyis Mabayev is a good prospect that we need for the flyweight division, and this is a little bit of a changing of the guard moment. Matheus Nicolau is a guy who is a hard grappler, though. He uses all 7 of his wins inside the UFC by grappling. So we know his chin is a little susceptible, but Uselyis Mabayev is not known for having that power. I got Uselyis Mabayev to beat Matheus Nicolau. If you look at his Instagram, it's actually pretty impressive. I can't show it because, you know, copyright. But look at that. Vicious KO. I know this is in the 3rd round. But we know that if this fight you know, if he can catch you, he can maybe hurt a guy like Matheus Nicolau and maybe finish him. I don't think he's going to finish him. I think this fight is most likely going to go the distance. Honestly, if you really want to play this fight, just take money line on Uselyis Mabayev. Don't get risky with your biscuits. Don't get risky. Don't get fancy. Don't get overzealous. Just play Uselyis Mabayev money line because you never know. A guy like Matheus Nicolau has never lost a decision in the UFC. So let's go. Third most confident pick of the week, Darren Elkins. He is set to face off against his opponent. Oh my God, Daniel Pereira. Daniel Pereira, I just want to look at the odds right now. Here we go. Darren Elkins is a plus 100. Daniel Pereira is a minus 128. This is exactly why we look at the odds. Right here is exactly why we look at the odds. Because Darren Elkins was a bigger underdog yesterday. Not only a bigger underdog yesterday, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago, he was a bigger underdog. He keeps on shrinking as a dog. He's a plus 100 right now, so maybe by tomorrow he'll be a minus 102. We know that this is going to be a close fight against Daniel Pereira, who's a minus 128 currently. Darren Elkins, 28, 11, and 0. So this is a very low confident pick of the week. But we know that Jacob from We Want Picks, this is his lock of the week. And he hasn't missed a lock of the week lately. Darren Elkins is an absolute dog. When you see him scrap, he's a guy who has to mix in some takedowns. He has to mix in some scrappy boxing. Doesn't have the best fundamental boxing. Doesn't have the best fundamental wrestling. But if it gets dirty, if it gets grimy, if it gets gritty, a guy like Darren Elkins is a guy who can come back from adversity. He maybe loses the first round to Daniel Pereira because Daniel Pereira has a very high pace for the first 3 minutes, but we know that sometimes he exerts all of his energy and then he loses the second and third round. Daniel Pereira has never went the distance. Out of 41 of his fights, he's went to the distance twice out of his 41 professional fights. It's insane. Daniel Pereira is a finish or be finished fighter, and who is he fighting? Darren Elkins, who is the damage carved all over his chest. This guy is on demon time. Not only is he on demon time, he is going to win this Saturday, and I think he's going to put on a phenomenal performance against a guy like Daniel Pereira, who's a minus 128. So give me Darren Elkins to win this fight. If it gets dirty, if it gets grimy, if it gets gritty, give me Darren Elkins to win this fight at a plus 100 against Daniel Pereira. We know that Daniel Pereira is a finish or be finished fighter. He either gets finished or he finishes you. So this is going to be a very good fight, and I think Darren Elkins as a plus 100 is free money. Let's get it. My fourth most confident pick of the week, guys. This is a little bit of a schedule change because we know that this bout fell out due to somebody pulling out recently, yesterday. Jake Hadley. Jake Hadley with a record of 11, 3, and 0 was set off to fight against Brady Heaston, who was a minus 158, and Jake Hadley was a plus 124. Now we hear that Brady Heaston is out and Cameron Smotherman is in. Will fight Jake Hadley at UFC Vegas 99 on October 19th. This guy is making his professional debut on short notice in order to fight Jake Hadley. This is going to be a crazy fight. In my opinion, Jake Hadley was having a little bit of a tough matchup with Brady Heaston, but now he has an even better chance to win this fight. Not only does he have a better chance, but this guy had a phenomenal performance against Gooden, and we know that Jake Hadley beat guys like Loughran, and I know maybe some people can say that was more of Loughran's IQ, but he still beat him at the end of the day, and a guy like Jake Hadley, former flyweight, moved up to bantamweight. We can say that he has a new resurgence in bantamweight, and he fights a lot better than he does at flyweight. He's having a lot more success in bantamweight than he has at flyweight, and I think Jake Hadley should be able to win this fight. He trains very hard. Not only does he train very hard, he's a very good grappler, and he comes from a very good gym as well. So, those are my four most confident picks of the week. Excuse me, we're going to hit the lock of the week right now. Lock of the week is on a lock of the week streak, so we have to be careful with this lock of the week because we need this lock of the week to hit. We are on a 3-fight lock of the week streak, and I need this lock of the week to hit, so if I'm playing a little bit safe, don't mind me. Lock of the week streak has to keep rolling. So, let me get a drum roll. I gave you guys Jeet Masamoto. I gave you guys Uselyis Mabayev. Then I gave you guys Darren Elkins. Now I give you guys Jake Hadley. My fifth most confident pick of the week. Lock of the week. Lock of the week streak has to continue. Charles Johnson, 16-6-0. set to face off against Sumadaji. Sumadaji is a plus 172. Charles Johnson is a minus 225. One thing we have to mention, guys, is that Charles Johnson has lost in the UFC before, and if he's going to lose in the UFC, it's due to wrestling. He's lost to Cody Durden by wrestling. He's lost to Rafael Estevan by wrestling. Lost to Ode Osborne. Maybe he could have won that fight. Split decision, very close fight. Lost to Muhammad Mokaev. That's fine. We know that guy was very good in the UFC. And then he lost in boxing, which is fine because this guy's a phenomenal striker on the feet. If he can keep if he can keep the pace up, keep the volume up, keep this fight standing on the feet, I think Charles Johnson at a minus 225 is very likely. Not only do I think this is very likely, but I think he has a tough fight against his hands against Sumadaji. Sumadaji is a flyweight who was fighting Matt Schnell and he got rocked. And in all of Samadadaji's losses, he is lost by finish. If you want to go Charles Johnson by KO, I think that's not bad at all. Let's say we go to method of victory. We go Charles Johnson by points, plus 135, most likely outcome. Charles Johnson by KO is a plus 850. But if you want to go Charles Johnson by submission, we can also do that. Charles Johnson by submission, plus 390. I think Sumadaji, the fact that he's got finished in all of his losses, choke round 2, armbar round 2, triangle round 2, arm triangle choke round 1. A submission is very likely for a guy like Charles Johnson. Is he known to get submissions? No. He's more known to be a guy who's good with his boxing, good with his hands, good at closing in distance, and good at putting the pressure, putting the volume on you, and then eventually finding a way to win by unanimous decision. Charles Johnson is a beast. Faces off against Sumadaji. Sumadaji is a plus 172, minus 225 for Charles Johnson. In my opinion, I like this pick. Shout out to Clint. He said official pick. Parlay. Robeles de Spain and Charles Johnson at a minus 122. It's a nice little two-leg that we can do. And here is Charles Johnson versus Joshua Van. We have to see this footage because we have to see that Joshua Van was the guy that I picked against Charles Johnson. And we have to learn why Charles Johnson was able to get this knockout, get this finish. We can slow it down. He hurts him over the top. Joshua Van's chasing him. Hurts him with that beautiful right hook over the top. Wobbles him. Charles Johnson knows that he's wobbled. Covers the distance. Amazing amount of distance with his feet because he's so long for flyweight. And slick uppercut down the middle. Puts Joshua Van out. I wish that never happened. I wish this never happened, man. I'm a Joshua Van fan, but damn did he get put to fucking sleep. All right. This is the second clip, second version of Joshua Van getting knocked out. We just have to see it one more time because we have to see how slick and how detailed this finish was. Over the top, right hook, right on the temple, uppercut right down the center, landing, finish within 4 seconds of finding out that his opponent is hurt. This guy is like the Dustin Poirier of flyweight. This guy, once he senses you're hurt, he's going to finish you. So give me Charles Johnson to beat Sumadaji this week at UFC Vegas 99 to have a phenomenal performance against Sumadaji and maybe even finish Sumadaji. If not finish, win by unanimous decision, plus 130 for Charles Johnson to win by decision. You get plus money if you want to play it. You could play it by KO, you could play by submission, or you could play by decision. In my opinion, I like the money line, and I like to take him with Robeles de Spain as a two-leg for minus 166. My sixth most confident pick of the week, guys. Are you guys ready for this one? This one's a little juiced, but let's get it. Here we go. Hey! Kyler Phillips. I know Kyler Phillips is a favorite heavy matchup. He's set to face off against Rob Font. Not only is he set to face off against Rob Font, but Rob Font is fundamentally more of a primarily striker. He doesn't use leg kicks. He doesn't use kicks to the body. He rarely uses, high kicks. He rarely throws a high kick, and his wrestling is not all there. Kyler Phillips is a minus 460, which is juice to the grills, and I understand you can't just moneyline that. So, Rob Font is a plus 320. What we can do is we can see how Kyler Phillips looks. We look at his most recent performance against Rojo. These are some highlights that I just like to highlight of Kyler Phillips, of how he's good at transitioning sweeps, good at transitioning takedowns, mixes in a knee with a trip, and is able to capitalize off of Rojo and get on top mount. He can definitely pull this off against Rob Font. Not only do I think he could pull this off against Rob Font, but Rob Font is not is not a good grappler. He comes from New England Cartel, trains with Calvin Kattar, and we saw Calvin Kattar has no takedown defense at all against Aljamain Sterling. This guy literally gave up his hips against Aljamain Sterling for free. So, I think Kyler Phillips can mix in the takedowns, and if he can't mix in the takedowns and he's the one getting taken down, he has vicious elbows, vicious ability to finish as well. Rob Font has gotten hurt, but we know that Rob Font is tough as nails. Beautiful, beautiful highlights. Nice kick all over the top against Song Yadong. Nice landing down the middle against Song Yadong. Beautiful jab against Song Yadong. Puts him off balance. Beautiful spin kick. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that against Paiva. He does a spinning kick. Misses the spinning kick. Uses the frame to manage distance. Frames it. Throws an elbow right down the middle of hell. I don't know how Paiva ate it, and then he mixed it into a takedown. He can definitely mix in some takedowns against Rob Font, and he can definitely put up a notable performance against Rob Font. Vicious calf kicks. I think a guy like Kyler Phillips is in beautiful shape, in phenomenal shape, in one of the best shape in order to beat a guy like Rob Font, and maybe this is a little bit of the changing of the guard. I feel bad for Rob Font because he's Puerto Rican, and I'm going against a Puerto Rican. And I love my Puerto Ricans, but give me Kyler Phillips to win this fight by unanimous decision. If not by unanimous decision, you could just take him, let's say, double chance. Kyler Phillips by KO or on points, minus 220. Kyler Phillips by submission or on points, minus 230. Pick your poison there. If you think this fight goes the distance, over 2.5 is minus 240. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, at a minus 192. In my opinion, I think it's the best. If we want to go method of victory, Kyler Phillips by points is a minus 125. So it's not bad, but we know a guy like Rob Font could put himself in a position where he gets finished and in a way where we don't expect. We know Kyler Phillips has beautiful submissions, beautiful boxing, and submission is very likely, but I think if anything's likely, it's going to be KO or decision. So give me Kyler Phillips to win this fight by KO or decision. And if not, give me Kyler Phillips to win by points at a minus 125. Let's get it. Kyler Phillips is a demon. Showed that he had a beautiful performance against Pedro Munoz. I love Instagram, bro. Instagram shows me some of the best footage, bro. I get to see spinning. He has a very good spinning kick. Not only does he have a very good spinning kick, he starts off the first round just like he finishes the first round. Exciting, fast, and with high volume. He's never a guy who's going to gas out, and if he's put in a position where he has to use his back foot, he's not a guy to shy away from being the back foot. He's not afraid to put pressure, and he's not afraid to fight on the back foot. I think this guy is definitely going to beat a guy like Rob Font, and if anything, I think he should be able to win by unanimous decision. We don't want to get fancy with the props, but if we do, double chance is the best. I think it's better than trying to play one single prop. If you want to play it safe, play double chance. Now, it's time for the bonus. I can give you guys a quick little recap. Gene Masamoto to win his fight, money line. Uselyis Mabayev to win his fight, money line. Darren Elkins to win his fight, money line. Jake Hadley to win his fight against Cameron Smotherman, money line. Charles Johnson to win his fight. I don't know why it's on Sumadadashi. It's on Sumadadashi because I was just recently talking about him, but Charles Johnson to win his fight, 5. And then 6, Kyler Phillips to win his fight. So I give you guys Gene Masamoto. I give you guys Uselyis Mabayev, Darren Elkins, Jake Hadley, Charles Johnson, and then Kyler Phillips as my 6 most confident picks of the week. And the bonus. What's going to be the bonus? When you guys know me, if you guys watch these videos, you guys know that the bonus is technically an over or an under. So what's it going to be? Anthony Hernandez is a minus 138 right now. Michelle Pereira is a plus 108 right now. You could take either side. I think it's profitable either side, whatever side you want to take. But I'm not here for that. I'm here to give you guys the bonus. What's going to be the bonus? Under 2.5 at a minus 144. That's the bonus for this week. Under 2.5 at a minus 144 is perfect in my opinion. I think both of these guys start off fast. Both of these guys have an 8-fight win streak. Both of these guys are high finishers. In majority of Tapology has somebody to get finished in this fight. I think if somebody's going to get finished, it's within 3 rounds. Not only do I think it's within 3 rounds, but if this gets dirty, if this gets ugly, if this gets grimy, it's going to favor a guy like Anthony Hernandez. But if this ends early, if this ends quickly, if this ends in a quick night, it's going to favor Michelle Pereira. So no matter what, the under 2.5 should be good, and it should be reasonable, and it should be a fair amount of juice to win for the night. UFC Vegas 99 should wrap up, and we're going to head straight to UFC 308. So let me know what you guys think. I think both of these guys start off fast. Not only do both of these guys start off fast, both of these guys are high-ranked, high echelon of the division finishers. These guys have high finishing abilities, and both of these guys are going to do anything in their power in order to finish this fight. We know a guy like Michelle Pereira is a guy who does backflips, starts off crazy, then gets you in a fucking guillotine like that. We know a guy like Anthony Hernandez is a guy to pull it out the gutter, and he's a guy who just goes on takedowns, relentless takedowns. He doesn't have the best takedown accuracy, but that's his goal. He's trying to maul you. He's trying to get you tired. He's trying to get you to the ground and then eventually get an arm triangle or get a submission. I think the under 2.5 at a minus 144 is better. If you think the over 2.5 is good, it's a plus 114. I think it's not that bad. It's likely it could happen if this fight gets dirty, but if I got to choose one, if I got to flip a coin, if I got to pick my poison, give me the under 2.5 at a minus 144. And if you guys like this, you guys can also put in some of the 6 best bets, split them into 3, and make your parlays. I say do no more than 3 legs. If you do more than 3 legs, it puts you in a position where you have to get a little more nervous and you're not as comfortable playing your bets as you normally would with a 2 to 3 leg parlay. So, in my opinion, you could split these. You could put Uselyis Mabayev, you can put my lock of the week, Charles Johnson, and you could put the under 2.5 for plus money. If you don't like that, you could put Kyler Phillips to win his fight by KO or decision. You can put Jake Hadley, and you could put Darren Elkins all in a 3-leg parlay. You can split these parlays. Let me know what you guys think. I think this is going to get ugly. I think this is going to get dirty. And I think somebody's going to get finished in this fight. So give me that this fight doesn't go the distance. And I know this fight doesn't go the distance is juice, though. Will this fight go the distance? No, at a minus 650, but it's parlayable. So give me this fight doesn't go the distance, and give me the under 2.5 at a minus 144. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys like this, and let me know if you guys like the lock of the week. Let me know if you guys want more juice. I'm always here to give you guys more juice on Friday with the last-minute prediction video. So let me know, guys. Stay tuned. I'll always be here, and I'm going to be flooding this entire YouTube channel with content. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Peace.